welcome back. When I ended the last video I said that there would be changes and I wasn't lying. We've let Heinen, Ryan Murray, Dadonov, Janmark, Comfer, and a few failed prospects all go. The question was how to replace these guys. I was thinking of making moves in free agency, but after taking a hard look at our prospects, I realized that no, free agency wasn't the way. Instead, it's time for a few graduations. Dickner's ready. Gretz is ready. Sanderson is ready. Formanton gets an opportunity to play some regular minutes. And while there's others who are not quite as ready as these guys, they are ready for emergency call-ups. We've been working hard at drafting, so it's time to see how we've done. So here's our general lineup going into 2026-27, although Grieg would be sent back down to Belleville before the season starts. So Kapanen decided to just go out and beat Boston all by himself, setting a new team record in the process. Although it's way too early to read anything of it, here's how we stand after 3 games. And the lineup for the next few games. Okay, now we're 20 games in and hanging on to a playoff spot, and that's really exceeding my expectations after the off-season turnover. It means the rookies we've called up are fitting in. For the most part, the lineup has been stable and injuries minimal. And although I do sometimes forget about Belleville, we really should be checking up on them. Now we've skipped ahead to the halfway mark of the season, and we're still hanging on to that last playoff spot. We remain fairly lucky on the injury front, with only Bernard Docker going down recently, and even then it's just 10 days. I'm very happy with how Dickner, Sanderson and Gretz are all getting along in their first full season, and Sexy Beast has gone to another level. Once again, with the new year, it's time to lock up staff for the next season, and scout Mike Habermont is among them, but wow, his scouting stats have dropped, and I've never seen that before. Usually older scouts just retire sometime around the age of 65. This means I need to hire a new scout and have him shadow Mike to eventually take over. And I think I've found a replacement here in Mitchell Krejci, and no, I didn't mistype the name. The text-to-speech service I'm using just has no idea how to pronounce it. For the next batch of drafted prospects to sign, I've noticed there's a lot of left wingers, but fortunately Belleville's light on wingers. Siliga here is the prize of this class. Now I'm working my way through Belleville's restricted free agents, and Simon Knack here looks just about ready for promotion, and that's good because it may be time to say goodbye to Connor Brown. Unfortunately, I think it's time to end the Sylvain Newton experiment. I'll also need to think about if Tierhanen has a future in a lineup, but in this case it's more about how deep we are with center prospects, and needing to make a little room. Interesting, Formanton here is having a breakout season and is rewarding my patience with him. Yes, I've tried trading him, but I never got any offers that I really liked because I figured he was capable of this, and now he's filling a role. While he's not ready to talk contract yet, we will definitely locking up Sexy Beast as soon as possible, and for as long as we can. The trade deadline came and went uneventfully, and in fact I don't think the team needed any changes because they're exceeding my expectations. Despite their 8th place standing, their record is excellent, and the only reason why they're not higher in the standings is because the Eastern Conference is stacked. Down in the farm system, Belleville remains in the hunt of a playoff spot of their own. My rule of thumb about the average ratings stat is that when your worst player is at least around a 7 overall, you're doing great. Now I'm trying to sort out the future of the farm team. Unfortunately, I'll be letting Greenway go this off-season because despite his promise, he hasn't shown any indication he'll be able to jump to the main roster. Meanwhile, Ty Voigt, who is about the same age, has shown some promise this year. Lindekrantz has also been showing some promise and might be promoted next year. And here's Voigt. His average rating and overall points are notably increased this year. And finally, I've decided that Griggs earned himself another one-year contract. He's been a good extra forward for me. A couple of weeks later and we've qualified for the playoffs. Belly. It took over 100 points to lock down the last playoff spot. Let's take a last look at our player stats and playoff lineup before this video ends. Next time it's the 2027 playoffs and draft. Thanks for watching.